I just want to be completely honest with how I've been feeling and how I felt during that. Really not like great. Like the anxiety was truly taking over my body. Like I think you can see it in the episodes. I've had girls say to me, like, I could see you like playing with your ear. Like my ears were turning like really hot. And I thought I was going to faint. And I needed them to bring me like cookies and soda and like body armor because I like genuinely the anxiety was taking over my body from like, I guess, just not sleeping and not eating and like just being so caught up in this game, and we're fighting with our coworkers, and there's like the emotions are so heightened and like all these things were happening, and like the anxiety really was taking over my body at this point. And I think you could start to see that happening. And now watching it back, all those feelings I was having during that time have now re-entered my body again. So
hey, you're just going through it twice.
And it's interesting. And, everyone has a lot of opinions. And I think some of the opinions towards me don't really match the crime. Like I don't know how many times we've had to remind people that like we all signed up to play a game.
Yep.
And that's, just the name of the game. Like we all signed up to play this game.
100%. And I do think people are more harsh with you than others.
Yeah. And it's like a whole like, no, like that's not how I am in real life. Like I'm playing a game, like that whole thing. But
yeah, I don't know how many times can say it too. It's just like I don't know if people, and I don't even watch Survivor, the real Survivor. Like I don't watch Survivor. Like, but I know that those people are ruthless because I watch them in other shows. I watch them on The Challenge. I watch them on The Traitors. Like. They're fucking ruthless because that's the kind of game you have to play. It is such a different social experiment, this game, and people feel differently about it. The public feels differently about it because, and so, I mean, so do you guys playing, is because you are all coworkers and friends. Yeah. So when you go into a game where you have to be ruthless, and a lot of times it's strangers. So like you can respect the game more because they're like, oh, they're being ruthless, but they don't know the other people. It's, you still have to play that game, and it's people that you actually know. Right. And that's what people I find that that's where people can't get past those like existing relationships and all those things. It's like, oh, but so-and-so and so-and-so, they're best friends. How could they do that? It's like, well, yes, but you can't, like, if people didn't make those moves, there's no show.
Right, exactly. And I know people were worried about me and Kelly, but like me and Kelly are more than okay.
Totally okay.
Like, that's the funny part to me is like Kelly and I knew this was coming.
Kelly spilling red wine on your
this past weekend
on your carpet last weekend is honestly more damning than what you did on Surviving Barstool.
I mean, the thing is Kelly
That's red wine on a white cat on a white rug.
Kelly and I knew this was coming, like since we filmed it, obviously, and we've been laughing about it, being like, people are gonna watch this and be like, oh my god, Kelly and Rhea are fighting. Yeah. Meanwhile, like Kelly and I talk all the time, we hang out all the time. We literally were just hanging out this weekend. We're texting about the episodes, like laughing about us, like yelling at each other and whatever. But it's hard to like, you can't respond to every single comment or message that you get where they're questioning what's happening. And then you have to be like, well, no, actually, we're really good friends and we're super fine. And we laughed about this. And it's like, well, you're also still watching a show and it's a reality show. And like, it wouldn't be the same if these kinds of things didn't happen. But I just wanted everyone to know that me and Kelly are completely okay, like more than okay. And we've been laughing about it since it happened. Yeah. But yeah, it's, I think a lot of people, I mean, the cast that was on the show, the pink wedding, when it happened, like we were like, this is the craziest thing to ever happen to us. Like, being in it versus like watching it back, like yes, I did say like those feelings are coming back, like I'm getting anxious again watching things, like just it's also just disorienting watching yourself in settings where you know that you don't feel good and you're watching yourself, and I'm like, the way that I'm talking and like I can't get my words out, or like the way that I'm saying things, I'm like, you know what I mean? You like,
you get just it's frustrating.
You get like the ick from yourself kinda. You're like, like I can't keep watching myself. But what was I saying? Just like when this happened, it was like nothing else in the world existed.
Yeah.
It was like the pink wedding.
Is this when we were supposed to
time
record
stood still.
and you texted us like, we're not recording?
Yeah, I was like, we can't, like, and that's another thing now. I think if people listening remember during the week that you were on your honeymoon and I was filming Survivor and I was trying to do Chicks in the Office at the same time, and it was like, I'm trying to do Chicks in the Office, all of this is happening, there's a lot going on, and then the pink wedding happens and I'm like, I don't know, like, it was like just trying to figure that all out. Like, my head was spinning. Like, we're doing this. We're stuck in this room for how many fucking hours this was. Like, we were stuck in this one area for like 6 hours. I don't even know how long it was. Like, this went on for so long. And then in the back of my head, I'm like, okay, well, I also have other work to do. Like, I have Chicks in the Office. Like, there's other things going on besides surviving Barstool. But my brain is so into this. It's the only thing I could think about. Like,
it actually felt like, from my perspective, like walking into a war zone, because we were just like on the outside waiting for you to text us like, hey, we're gonna record now. And then when you walk in, and like when Movie and Kelly came on, we were just like, you guys look like you've been going through it.
Yeah, I remember, because we had Movie and Kelly on for one of the episodes while we were there in Chicago, and it was like getting in that room, the three of us, and then the three of us are scared to be in that room together away from everybody else, because when you go and record, you're like, okay, people could be having conversations without you. Like, it's just like really fucked. It really fucks with your head. And you know, obviously there's a big prize at the end of it. So people are being cutthroat and emotions are high and there's just so much going on. And I just remember after the pink wedding being like, like, I was like, this is going to be the biggest show of all time. like if being in the moment, I was like, this is going to be bigger than Love Island. Like, it just felt so insane. And then you come back down to earth, you know? And you're like, okay, we're just a bunch of coworkers like fighting with each other.